Hello, everybody. Welcome to the team show, the extended team show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. It is Thursday, the 26th of March, 2026. And we start off the extended team show with a lot of energy. Today was a good day. Today was a good day for the vibes. No doubt about that. We just saw the footage there of Taylor Byrne getting the surprise announcement that he would be debuting this week. We are going to touch on that. We're going to touch on a lot of things. Jagger Smith, contract extension. We've got extended teams coming out later tonight. We've got press conferences to watch, both from the Melbourne side of things and the Carlton side of things. And then we've got a giveaway. I've got 4 reserve seats to give away to somebody, one of you who are watching tonight. You'll see there's a link pinned to the top of the live chat. I figured it out after last time. It's a Google form. If you would like 4 reserved seats to the game on Sunday on the wing, it'll look like this from your seat on the wing. Then all you need to do is fill out the form details, and I'll spin the wheel at about 6:30. The form will become invalid at, I think I set it to 6:29 p.m. So you have until 6:29 p.m. to enter, and then at 6:30 I'm going to spin the wheel and away we will go. So can I just play one little bit again from the Taylor Byrne announcement? Like, look at Elijah. That, I don't know if that shows it properly. Like the way he reacted, I'll get your thoughts on that. I don't remember how long it's been since I've seen such pure energy from the guru. Like that was real. Last year was a grind for a lot of the season. So even the happy moments were, there was a bit of, it was just different. I didn't feel like any of that was staged at all. That was genuine excitement. And I think it's real, and I hope it translates into good positive energy on Sunday, because I think to consolidate a win with the week that it's been, with the good news, hopefully we'll build some momentum, and yeah, we'll go from there. But let's have a look. Who stood out for you in that footage? Maybe I'll play it one more time. I will. I'm going to play it one more time. Which reaction stood out for you? You have to love it. You have to love that. If you cannot love that, then life's grim. That is so good. Yeah. I think Cowan gave it a bit too. It was genuine shock. All right. Let's say hello to everyone here. Who was first? Hello, Kate, tuning in from New Zealand. I will not be flying you out to Melbourne if you win the tickets tonight, unfortunately. So I probably should have said that in the form. Connor, hello, mate. You've entered your details into the draw. Very good. You might be playing darts, so you should be able to return my call sometime tonight if you win, mate. If you're playing darts and I call you, then let me chant for you. Hello, Graziella. Good to see you the other day. Tom, a blizzard is forecast for Sunday. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Hello, Julie. G'day, Damien. Sean, I love this show too. I love that it's a double show. I love a Sunday game. I love that we get to do extended teams followed by the final teams tomorrow. Thursday night games are great when it's not us, and selfishly from a content perspective, because everything's just crowded. So good to have you here. Only Carlton. Look at Cowan. Yeah. Cowan next captain. Yeah. Benny Burton. Bernie's going to light it up. Damien, bring that energy at halftime. Bounce Sunday, please. Hello, Chills. Hello, Paul. Got to Melbourne, got drenched. Yeah, mate. Welcome. Absolutely welcome. Vibes are high. 3-goal debut. There's a bit in it tonight. Gavin, I'm looking way more relaxed after Monday. Anywhere on the bike. I'm definitely more relaxed. This place is clean. This is obviously not going to be the setup over, forever. I'm waiting for a shelf to arrive. And I think the shelf's going to sit here behind me. And then I don't know, I might need to get your input here, guys. I think the Carlton rug will just go up here. I think that's the move. I'm pretty sure that's the play because the rug will be like a soundproofing mechanism as well. But I just want to see the shelf get in here and then I can start decorating it. But that's generally what's going to happen. So you'll have to make do with what I've got right now. The Jordan image, I don't know if it's going to stay in the frame. That's the truth. I'm not sure. There's a wall here to my left and there's a bit of space here. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Actually, is anyone watching that does this? Does anyone do this for a living? This is a business, isn't it? You build studios for people. If it's not, it's a pretty niche idea. Gavin, it was a proud dad moment for you. Andy, one of his reacting like that because he's getting dropped. Hello, Christina Bombonati. Yeah, Eric Tedelato. Lige went, this is me when we're up and about. Like head shaking, face red. I love it. Blue Bagger 1987, some sort of a party. Hello, Andy. Robbie Varley's here. So happy for Taylor. Yes, absolutely. Clive, we'll be spinning the wheel, mate. I promise you that. I can see 27 of you have entered. Copy the response. I can see 27 of you have entered. So if you want the 4 reserve seat tickets, just fill this form out. I'll spin the wheel a little later. Frankie says Sachs got good vibes about this week. Do you know that we're the underdog this week? It's very interesting. Chris, Jagger signed on, Burn debut, feeling good about this week. Go Blues. Yeah, it's great news about Jagger, and I didn't think much could overshadow Jagger Smith's contract extension, but I think Taylor Byrne debuting was exactly that. So yeah, I guess they're just building on the positive momentum. Hello, Tatum. You've got to temper expectations for the kid. He'll probably have pretty low time on ground, but he's got that happy knack of scoring. Oh, mate, if he gets on the end of a goal and kicks a goal on Sunday, I'm pretty sure the crowd's going to go bananas, which is exactly what we need. Jonathan, you're an architect. You might be able to help. That would be great. That would be awesome. Soundproofing mechanism from all the cries of anger after another Carlton shit show. Yeah, mate. I've got to protect this place. Yeah. Kez, hello. You love the announcement, like when Doc came back from his knee and they jumped in the pool. Yep. Only Carl. Oh, that tapestry. I've actually got it written down on my show notes for tonight. But yes, I don't know if those of you who have Instagram, you would have seen the tapestry. So Mira, who was on the latest episode of Carlton People, she makes these. She made 10 of these. And she also does commissioned pieces. You would have seen the one of Ollie Hollands that sits behind her. So I'm going to put the link to her. Or if anyone is interested in one of these, I think there's 6 or 7 left. We'll get in touch and I'll get you connected to Mira. But a very nice gift from Mira to me, and she's also she's created 10 of them, and there's only 10 of them that'll be available. After that, that's it. Only Carlton, appreciate you reminding me. All right, let's start. Let's watch a Vossi presser. Let's start there. We'll go there. We'll watch that together, and then we'll see what comes up.
Good morning. How excited are you with the re-signing of Jagger Smith, and what can you tell us about it?
That was a bonus of my morning, that's for sure, being able to hear that. But it's great news for our football club, for him to be able to have the confidence in us, and that we provide the right environment for him to be able to get the best out of himself. So, which is really pleasing to see. And for a guy that hasn't played much football yet, he's certainly attracted a lot of interest. And I guess having talked about him for about 18 months, I'm really glad that everyone gets to see what he's been able to do and how much he's going to mean to us, not only in the short term, but also the long term at this football club.
How do you enjoy your weekend without coaching and just observing?
I'm pretty sure that's John O'Doyle.
It's definitely not as much stress, that's for sure. So, no, look, it's good to be able to just take stock. I mean, it's just a bit different, isn't it, when you play, a couple of rounds and then you get to be able to watch everybody else. I think, like you, we're all trying to understand the differences in the game and what are they and what are the trends and how each opposition trying to play that. So take that opportunity because, when you first come off the rank, you don't get to look at anybody else until now. So, look, it was nice to be able to sort of step back for a little bit, have a look at what we need to be able to get better at, and then get into the season.
Mark Pitto had said there was more clarity, like you used that week off to get more clarity, and given the amount of coaching turnover you've had around you, that it maybe helped bed down the game plan even more. And how real is that?
We're always looking to try and progress our system and find ways to get better. And I guess with an element of newness, it gives you a chance to be able to sort of go back and train 2 weeks and go work on a few things. And we overcorrected in a couple of areas. But we've been able to sort of find our level this week. And you're always trying to be really conscious of how much you're trying to give your players. Give too much, then you can confuse. Give just enough, and hopefully it just gives a little bit more clarity on how we can execute for longer.
And he said as well, either he or Ollie Holland said that maybe they were trying to do too much in the first couple of weeks and to take on too much responsibility. Is that something you've tried to lock in on, just play your own role as opposed to trying to go above and beyond and risking?
That's a great question, David Zeta.
It's good feedback, but I'd have to say probably more for us is learning to stay still within those roles and how we execute when the pressure does come, and as the intensity lifts throughout the game. And been in fortunate positions at half time where we've been in front, so you can only expect that an opposition's going to bring a response. So we haven't managed that as well as what we want to. Some of that's around our execution, our roles, and the way we want to play that. But it's also about being composed and knowing the right moments to be brave. So we haven't got all that right yet, and I think we need to own that. But what it has given us the opportunity to be able to sort of maybe hone some of those finer details over the last couple of weeks, and hopefully we can obviously transfer that into this game.
It's being brave an emphasis. Do you think you're brave enough in the second half?
Well, it's always brave and stupidity is very, very close sometimes. So, and I can speak to that because I've been both. So, but yeah, there's always just an element of sort of the player still being able to play the same way, no matter the circumstances. So we'll continue to encourage that. And we've seen some amazing transfer. We really have. We're really excited by some of the things we have been able to do, but it's obvious for everyone we haven't done it for long enough. So. We'll continue to reinforce the behaviours that we need, even when the pressure's really on.
Brad Scott. Darcy Moore said last night on TV about Essendon, everyone just calm down, it's only round 2. How much does that resonate with you? It seems like the furnace probably is as hot as it's ever been, as early as it's ever been. Is that something that you've noticed?
Has that changed from last year, has it?
Is it hotter quicker?
No, it's been pretty hot. No, look, I think, the big thing is that always look at it coming from a place of gratitude, to be fair. We're very lucky to be able to do what we do. We understand that within that, there's an analysis that comes within that. Some of it's warranted, some of it's completely unwarranted. But we also have a body of work that we go off, and we look for evidence over time. We're not reacting to just one moment or one quarter or one particular play. We'd like to think that we have consistency over time, because we feel like that as a competitor is what you need to be, and that's what gets the best results.
What's just the line between warranted and completely unwarranted?
It's a great follow-up question there.
It has been quite hot for you at recent time. I know Brad Scott's currently.
I think it's more honestly for you to answer outside, not for me, because the focus becomes more on what this next training session looks like. And it doesn't need to be any more complex than that. What's the next training session look like? What I'm invested in is right now in about a half an hour's time is to go out there and make sure we have the best training session we possibly can and make sure we get this game against Melbourne and we walk away with 4 points. No, he won't. We've taken a bit of a conservative approach to that, more just giving him the extra week. He's certainly got the work under his belt, so you'll see him out here train. He'll be fine. He's been training for a few sessions now. So, but with a 5-day turnaround, we sort of feel like that might be a little bit too tight. So we'll give him an extra week, and I think that's a good approach to take. Well, he hasn't got a body of work under his belt yet. So there's a couple of guys like that are returning, but they're not necessarily available, if that makes any sense. They're certainly available to play, but if you're talking about match fitness and time out on the grass. I mean, he had an unfortunate suspension, so that sort of took his minutes out on the grass away. But they're coming quick. But it is certainly nice to know that you've got really strong availability. With that availability, obviously, we want to get the consistency, but there's got to be competition for spots as well, and that can sort of really drive us, hopefully, to be better.
Jake, what you said in SCN yesterday, if you have a couple of games where you start the second half hot and get off to a good start, then the sort of narrative of the second half disappointed disappears. Do you sort of agree with that sentiment?
I've only ever known it to be that, so that's why you don't pay too much attention to it. Just be consistent. Look at it with a real clear set of eyes. Don't make it bigger than what it actually is. And then we'll just put the little things into it so everyone understands what they need to do in those moments. And hopefully with that clarity and consistency, we can get the change we're after.
And are you confident with the match sim sort of style on Friday that you've been able to do enough without playing an official AFL game to be ready?
Well, I don't know yet. I'll tell you at quarter time. So, look, all that feedback and what you do. What you have to do, though, is not make so much those decisions based on, what Sunday needs to look like, because you've definitely got an eye on the next game you're playing, clearly, but you also got an eye on 23 rounds and making sure we use the unique opportunity to be able to rest our minds, rest our bodies, and then obviously improve some of the aspects of our game style. So we've used all three to be able to just, obviously get into the next phase. But it does feel like, to be honest, you're beginning it again a little, because you've only really played 2 games. We had sort of 5-6 weeks of games that we've played in a row. But now we've had the break, it does feel like we're almost sort of starting all over again.
Do you like what the schedule is at the moment, how it looks, the season?
It's probably more leads back to round 0, and if you're a believer in that or not, opening round, that's what I'm supposed to say, isn't it? So whether you're a believer in that or not, I'm probably not. I get what it's trying to achieve. I also get the limitations of grounds and access to grounds, but I feel like the competition should be starting all together. There is a way to do that where we can advertise our game and also give it the emphasis it needs, but it just creates too much difference in the draw for me. And if we just remove that one piece, it seems a whole lot fairer. So, but this is what it is. So what we are going to use it to the best advantage we possibly can right now.
The D's, what have you made of their start to the season?
Yeah, they're hot, aren't they? There's, they've certainly got a style of play that they want to go when it's fast. And, so we'll have our challenges in that, how we manage it. They've certainly played a really exciting brand of football that they've all bought into. So we're going to have some challenges in that. But, I feel like we're certainly more than ready for that challenge. I think the big fella's having his 250th, so that'll be a factor in the game. I mean, he's probably loved by everyone, including myself. So he's a hard guy to hate. But you also know that he's a wonderful competitor and a really important person to Melbourne. So we're going to have to give that some attention in some form. We'll certainly be talking about it because, he's been an important figure for that football club for a long period of time.
You're anticipating it to be physical. The last few matches against Velvet have been really contested, really hot. They've obviously undergone a significant change through their midfield group. Are you anticipating the same type of game, or is it going to be a bit more open?
No, I think it'll be roughly the same. I went to the first game against St Kilda, and that looked really open and really fast. So I was thinking at one point in time, so I was really pleased that I played in the early 2000s and not right now. So, because I don't run that fast. So, but look, it was a really exciting game of football, and they certainly do challenge the open space really hard. So there are a couple of things that we're just going to have to make sure that we're managing and really tight on.
Okay. What do you make of that? What did you pick up from that? Oh, that's the semi-final highlights. Yeah, let's start there. I picked up a few things. Well, firstly, I think 2 bits of information there. Chera won't be risked because they've got the 5-day break, and then we've obviously got North Melbourne, which I mentioned that in my preview. I was hoping that's the way it would go, and they did. So I like that they're not panicking and rushing him back. And then Newman just simply doesn't have enough game time under his belt, which it sucks that they had the bye last week because he could have played last week. And then obviously a couple of weeks before that, he was suspended. And so what we know right now is we know that Taylor Byrne will play probably for Fogarty. Saad is available to play. He wasn't listed as a test the way that Chera was. Dirksen also had a great game, but you get the feeling that if Dirksen was going to debut, they would have done some sort of a video about it, or maybe they can still wait until tomorrow. But what do you think? Eric, you think he seems very relaxed and free? I think there was a little bit there towards the middle. I think when he was like clenching his hands, and I thought, I sense he just wants to say more, and he's just being very careful with what he is saying. But that's just my read. Dionysios, he likes to say body of work. Yes. Gavin, you are happy that we're not rushing Chera. Maz, you think his energy is good and positive. You liked it. Sean O'Brien, you're worried about the Gawn and McDonald 250 game impact. Yeah, I had a question here. I'm going to ask a little later about Max Gawn. I did ask in the preview. I don't know where he sits in the best rucks of all time. He's the best ruck that I've seen. Someone made a comment on the preview video earlier today and said, well, like the competition that he's come up against is different to some of the greats back in the day, which is fair. I wouldn't know. But those of you who have watched a lot more footy than me, I think would be able to give a better answer. Lucinda, Terry moved house, not just changing studio. Yes, I've moved house. So therefore I have moved studios. Yes. Yeah, that's the last week. Just been organizing all of that. Clive, the lads seem very happy. I love it. Carlton Whiskey Club, he needs to play his cards close to his chest. The media will pick everything he says apart. Well, classic example, and I mean, David Zeta did his job in the question that he asked. He asked a question. Voss made a comment around talk that is warranted and unwarranted, and Zeta was sharp with it. He asked him straight away if he could define the difference. And there it is right there, because like right there, that's a potential article. Voss says criticism is unwarranted. Put it on a quote, slap it on a photo of Voss looking down, looking stressed, and then all of a sudden you've got tens of thousands of Carlton supporters thinking, oh, well, he's overwhelmed, it's getting to him. It's such a fine line. So I definitely picked up on that. Blue Bagger, Gorney's up there and he's not slowing down. Yeah. Rocco, yes, that was you. Yeah. So you've seen the best rucks going around. So you're in a much better position than what I am to talk about how good Max Gawn is. For me, it's Gawn and Dean Cox. They're the best two I've seen. Grundy's good. Grundy's very good. But yeah, Gawn and Dean Cox are the two that I've seen that really stand out. Brad Oldens was pretty solid, but I don't know if he did it for as long as the other two. The Dionysios had to be up there for sure. We have to negate his impact. Big job for Pitto. I actually want to play the Pitto press conference from the other day because I think we are watching a guy grow into his responsibility. And he actually made some interesting comments, which I want to touch on as well. Andy, the most consistent ruckman, Cox, Nick-Nat, Grundy, all serviceable, but not as good as him in the modern era. Right. Benny Burton, you don't think that the Gawn 250 game will have an impact? Their supporters don't come to games. It's disappointing. Hello, Smigoff. What do I think about giving Durka a run? I'm not opposed. I liked his form in the last few weeks. I went to the open training this week and then the one last week, and I had a very brief chat with him. Like the defenders came and said hello and took photos and signed, footies for people. And I had a brief chat with him and Tony, who had come from the UK. And anyway, he was basically, he's just saying, like, yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to play. I've still got he basically said he's got a lot to learn about the systems and what to do. So I think he acknowledged he's still got a bit to learn, but I thought he was really good in the VFL last week. Hello, Slobbo. Carlton marketing team a bit naughty today. Yeah, they were up and about. Like, we haven't even talked about Jagger Smith yet. Like, that's the kind of day it's been. Slobbo, you think Gawn's overrated? Interesting. The video when they announced Burn, you can see Fogarty in the background a few times looking pretty sullen. I didn't pick up on that. Pitto's way better than Gawn. I love Pitto, man. I love Pitto. He just does the basics. I love the way he competes. Rocco, the 60s and 70s and 80s had more great ruckmen going against each other. Gawn hasn't played against many great ruckmen in this era. Okay. So who is the best in your view? Those of you who have seen, the best play, what's the top? If there was a Mount Rushmore, who's on it? If there's four of the best, who are the four best of all time? Justin Madden always gets a run. Shootin' Putin. It's a good name. Believe in Pitto. Worship at the altar of Pitto. He's going to kick 3 goals on Gawn at least. If he kicks a goal this week, that'll also bring the house down. Yes, Wayne, I'll be at the VFL. Get my mob from Terry. Yes. Yes, I can pass on your details to Wayne for sure. Just remind me after the show's finished because I'm likely going to forget. Debbie O'Connor. Hello all. I don't know what I've missed, but I just want to say Jagger's video of contract extension was sensational. I don't think I've seen that. I haven't seen the Jagger Smith contract extension video. Which one? Let's have a look. I don't see it on the website. Maybe it was on Instagram. I'll track it down if I can find it. Pitto is out. I'm going to guess that F is an R. Pitto is out rucking TDK and outscoring Kerno. Yeah, and he's like a third. I'm pretty sure Pitto costs less than a third of what De Koning costs. But you know what? Just on that, I think that goes to show there are a number of bigger named players who have gone to new clubs and they haven't. I mean, it's not going to gel straight away. I think De Koning has been competent the last few weeks. Charlie Kerno hasn't really fired in the last few weeks. Oscar Allen struggled. Who else is there? I mean, Petrarca has been unbelievable. He's on the other end. He's just been perfect for them. But I think all in good time. I think that it'll all settle down. These guys they're good players. Dino, Simon Madden. He's up there. John Nichols. Matthew Allen. Says Benny Burton. Okay. Nick Nat in his prime. Mike Fitzpatrick. Okay, these are the guys. Okay, fair enough. Gary Dempsey. I don't know much about him. Polly Farmer. Yeah. For whom it tolls, says Pitto seems to be getting better every season. He just seems so confident with TDK out of the picture. Well, that was the theme. He did a quick interview. I'm going to play it here. 6 minutes. 6 minutes at the MCG. I'm going to play it because I think there was some really interesting insights just into his mindset.
First 2 games, and as you say, you get a bit of a break. You get to have a look at all that now and then really attack the next block.
A lot of positives. Obviously, it wasn't exactly how we wanted the first 2 games to go. I mean, I'd be lying if I said it went exactly smoothly how I wanted it. But, you know, a lot of the first half stuff that we worked on, all of the game plan we've been trying to implement, but also going back to just the cohesion we've been trying to get with a new group. I think we've had 7 or 8 players sort of roll through first couple of games, new coaching system, and just being able to gel and see the growth that we're coming and just being able to do it for longer, really.
You talk about trying to get the group to gel, but having such a disrupted start to the season, having this, extended by so early, does that not make it more difficult?
I get that logic completely, but the handy thing was, we brought in that many new coaches, new players. It gave us a bit of time to actually go spend a bit more time away from football as well. So, we're able to go, have a dinner together, have that organic time together, as well as get the hard sessions in, and without having to do the short turnaround, 5, 6, 7 days. We didn't have to go straight from review into preview. We could do a bit more of that relationship building and just be able to get a bit more familiarity with the team and the players that we've got so far.
Coming up against a team who's just played, there's a lot of talk off a bye if you played or not. Like, do you see that as an advantage for the Blues coming off the bye, the fact that they've just got the trip back from Perth as well?
No, not really. I think the way that, high performance is at this point, the Perth trip's just a part of it. Everyone's done it that many times. It's only really the first time you do it, you probably get hit by it. Can't take the red eye. I don't know if anyone here's done the red eye before, but never again for me. That absolutely killed me. So I don't know how many did that. But yeah, I think we just view it as same as when it's an in-season bye. You get the same sort of thing. Some teams get that reset, around 13, 14, 15. I don't think there's that much different, to be honest.
And just on the game, the last game against the Tigers, I think it was 1 goal you kicked in the second half. When you looked at that, were there any reasons that you could come up with for 1 goal in half of footy?
Absolutely. 1 goal is not ideal. It's going to make football very hard. And basically it was, some game plan with the ball, some decision-making defensively, running patterns. It was a bit of everything without nailing everything. And so there's definitely things within the first half significantly better. I'm sure you've spent the last 2 weeks trying to work that out. But there's definitely clear patterns between the first half and second half. And it shows that when we do our game plan the way that we should, it does stack up. We've got to do that in the second half, and we just haven't been executing.
The win takes a little bit of pressure off Vossy, but as you know, being out of contract, it's always going to come again. Is that something that you guys discuss, the pressure your coach is under?
Not at all. I personally don't read much media. Sorry to tell you guys. So I avoid all that. But for me personally, I grew up going to Brisbane games. I went to the O2 Grand Final. So to me, Vossy's a superstar. So I don't consider any of that. I look at him with, a bit of light coming behind him when he talks. Also means he doesn't have to spray me a few stern words, puts me in check. But, we just take it as, we've got complete faith in him, complete trust. The game plan that he's put in place works. It's up to us to execute from here.
How can you not like this guy?
And the drop-offs, fade outs, whatever you want to call it. Is it stuff that you address with the coaches or just at the team, and just is it more the game plan and not executing, or going into your shell and just not having all that confidence to go out there and do it when the teams start to come at you?
We definitely can do it better. I mean, again, it's those moments. We've got to take our moments, even in those 2 games that we've had. Even though we have another game plan, there have been moments that we could have taken, done better, and that might have shifted the flow of the game. We didn't take those, and they're just great opportunities for us. So obviously the exciting thing is we get to do that next week. But yeah, that's mainly down to those very clear parts of our game that we recognise, and being able to spend that time and go, right, okay, when the pressure comes, as much as we want to all try and take those moments and step into it, there's times where stepping into it can actually be the worst thing. It's actually going, right, what's my role? What's the scenario of the game? And how does this part of the game, my role, actually help us do what we need to do, which is a bit counterintuitive when you think about it.
How have you found the ruck rules, and how do you limit max score?
The ruck rules, still getting my head around them. I watch most games at the moment, trying to really understand what are the different tricks. I was watching Jordan Sweet do a few tricks on the weekend as well. He did a really good job of that. And yeah, when it comes to Gorn, I've played him many times. So it's, I think he's the best ruckman of the last 20, 30, however many years. So I really look forward to playing him. And yeah, I know that I've just got to take away his aerial, take away his clearances, and just limit his impact on the game. It's not that often that you go into a game as a ruckman and go, if he's the best player on the ground, we're in strife, but he's not, we're a very good chance.
How much have you enjoyed the number one ruck mantle full time now that TDK's not here? It seems like you've embraced it, judging by the first couple of games.
Really enjoyed it. I mean, even last year, and I was sort of coming in and out of the ones and twos, just knowing that I view myself as the number one ruck in this league, and so coming back, just go, well, I'm just back to where I belong, rather than stepping into anything that I'm not that comfortable with. So, yeah, just back into where I feel like I belong, and sort of just trying to push up those rankings among the ruckmen.
One of Jagger. What does he allow the team to do? With the way that he runs and splits. Like, how has that changed the team this season?
It's just more speed and quality ball movement. He's we've seen his foot skills, his ability to hit those short targets, change the angles, but also his ability to break out of a stoppage, take a pause, sidestep and hit a target, something we probably haven't quite nailed the last few years. And yeah, I think that's something that we've already started to see, particularly in the practice matches. And I mean, the way that he's going, I wouldn't be surprised if later this year, next year, that's probably who teams are going to start going after. I think he's started very well.
Mark, hitting the goal, hitting the scoreboard quite a lot more this year. Have you got any cheeky wagers with Harry about who wins the goal kicking at the end of the year?
Well, I think if I win the goal kicking, he should be buying me a very nice bottle of wine. I might bring that up with him. But I've been telling everyone I'm still the leading goal kicker, and I'm celebrating every goal accordingly. So I'm running and trying to hug as many people as I can. So I'm enjoying that so far. I'm going for 20. Happy to say that I'm going for 20 this year. I said it all pre-season. Our forwards coach thought I was joking.
Love it.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely love it. I mean, no one in the team talks like that. He's got his own style and he's got his own personality. You can tell he's not overawed by doing media, and he just keeps it himself. I love how he's able to just look down the camera and say, I don't watch any of your shows, I don't see any of your media. I love a man that can lie to me and can make it at least seem believable. But some interesting points there. What stands out to you? I also, just in the chat right now, I can safely say that's the most love I've ever seen Mark Pittonet get from a live chat on this channel ever. And it's about damn time. Yes, Dean, I picked up on this as well. Finally, a Carlton player that sets a quantitative objective for the year. Yeah, set a goal, it's 20, may get it, may not get it. Maybe it's a bit ambitious, but I'm with you on that. You rarely hear that. You rarely hear that. You regularly will hear process, play my role, and they will do that. But yeah, I definitely thought that was a bit different. I also thought his comments around thinking he was always the number one ruck, even when De Koning was around, I think that's a very important mindset to have. Vince, you're loving St Kilda losing as much as Carlton winning. I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely am enjoying. I definitely am enjoying the hate watch. Hello, Alex Rother. Pitto would be an elite seat neighbor on a long flight, even if he'd take up all the space. It's a good point. Yeah. Andy, genuine in a disingenuous game. That's deep. I like that. That's a very deep comment, but I agree. Rocco, how can anybody not like him? Yeah, and I don't even expect him to dominate games. And when you think about it, his first 4 matches, well, let's look at the matchup. So you've got Grundy, Nank, Gorn, and Sherry. There's your first 4. That's 3 of the best 4 in the comp. I'd say Grundy, Sherry, and Gorn comfortably. 3 of the best 4 rucks in the comp. So it's a baptism of fire, but so far so good. And he'll have his down weeks, I'm sure. But I think he deserves a bit more love, and he's getting it, which is good. I think he's improved and impressed everyone so far. Andrew Simons, you love Pitto's mojo, a real go-getter. Yeah, I remember, I don't know who posted the comment here in the chat earlier, but do you remember the uproar when the 4-year deal was announced for Pitto? All of a sudden, that looks like brilliant business. Brilliant business. Dione, becoming a favourite, and I'm so happy for him. Best Clubman Award. All right. Abs, mate, things have changed. I've moved. So over the next few weeks, I'll start adding bits and pieces to the room. And yeah, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. But, you know, just like our Carlton Football Club, you know, you got to go through a little reset. And, you know, it's going to take time before the finished product is what it is. But the studio will be studioing very soon. So don't worry. Andy, he struggles against the mobile ruckman, not big, strong ruckman. So not scared of this matchup or the Sherry matchup. Christian, you remember in 2021 when everyone wanted him drop because he doesn't jump. Yeah. Gab, he's one of the cheaper and better rucks going around. Yeah, value. No doubt. Dean, he's in the sweet spot age-wise for a ruckman. Yes. All right. Dionysius, we need the Carlton symbol behind you. Yeah, the rug's on the floor right now. It's like, that's it right there. I'm pretty sure it's just going to go up here. So this jacket's actually one of the giveaway prizes for the year. It's an old school bomber jacket, and underneath it is the first ever Indigenous Guernsey. So yeah, these things are all just temporary. Guys, we haven't spoken about Jagger Smith. What are your thoughts on the news about it's bizarre. It's big news. He's played 2 games and he's got a 3-year contract extension. Walsh played 4 games before getting his early contract extension. What are your thoughts on the Jagger Smith news, the deal, the length of the deal? Maybe I'll get you to call in for this one if you'd like. If you'd like to call in, or I can just put your comments up on the screen. But if you want to call in, there's the link right there. What do you think? Tyler, you think it's a smart decision? Sign him so the vultures don't come knocking. Yes. Let's go back to talking about Pitto. Hey, we could turn this into Pitto abroad any day. Any day. All right. Andy's going to join me to talk about Jagger or whatever. Let's see. Andy?
Terry.
Mate. Bit happening.
It's all happening. It's all happening today. I just posted in the chat, like I don't care, but what do you think they paid him for three extra years? Because they, you know, obviously with the Tasmania team coming in and a lot of talk about not extending your contract too far to basically, if you're a player, putting yourself in the best position to not necessarily move, but capitalize on your contract. And obviously he's going to be a superstar of the game. So I reckon he would have got $1 million surplus for a 20-year-old.
You reckon?
That's my thoughts. Yeah. Yeah.
So the numbers for the AFL average wage came out at the start of this year, and the average wage right now is $500K. That's average. So I was thinking it would be, I don't know, like 600-700 max. And then see how you go 3 years, and then after that, that's the big one before you become a free agent.
I think they would have put it to bed by just going, look, you're going to be a superstar. We can already see what you're going to do. Don't bother looking around. Here you go. And he would have just gone, yep. So, yeah, like teams are going to have to get more aggressive, especially poorer teams with retention of superstars moving forward. And the way that the game's shaping up, like people move money around better than ever. So I think if you don't pay him now, there's always a risk, you know, you just never know what happens. And there's a risk on both clubs, but ultimately, he's still very young. So the risk is more so with us losing him rather than him, leaving.
So I just wanted to go through. I saw it. I forgot to put down the screenshot. This is from blues.afl, right? So looking at the contract status of like certain players, if we look at the ones that are signed, if I look long term, and we'll paint a bit of a picture of what we're invested in right now, what the list will, sort of be built around. So the person who has the longest deal right now as it stands is Walsh, 2034. Okay. 2031 is when Wiedering is signed up till. 2030, you've got Jagger Smith now, Will Hayward, Ollie Florent, Chera, and Harry Mackay. 2029, you've now got Cooper Lord and Ben Ainsworth. 2028, you got Liam Reedy, Lockie Cowan, and Harry Dean. And then, end of next year, we're talking Cripps, Hewitt, Akers, Moyer, Motlop, Cottrell, Carroll, Pitternet, Chesser, O'Farrell, Kemp, Ison, and Byrne. And then, there's a lot that are out of contract here. So, but if I look sort of 3 to 4 years down the track, yeah, you've got the midfield kind of there. Walsh, Smith, Chera, Walker's going to be in that mix over the next few years. So, yeah. How far forward do you look with this team when it comes to where we're at?
Well, the big thing is how many players we've got out of contract at the end of this year. So there's, what is it, 19 or 20, or is it something that crazy? So
yeah.
They're obviously, they've started going to the draft, went up the draft to get Jagger, going to go for Cody Walker, but now they're putting all these, you're probably going to need to trade 2 of your top picks to get, a top 10 pick next year. So that's going to really, I think, hurts a bit because we've got a bit out of Sydney, but Sydney are going to finish high, so their picks are going to go they're going to go lower. So there's always that. So yeah, it's really hard to answer because of the amount of uncontracted players. If I was a recruiter, I'd be looking at, you can't even look at what's in vogue now. So what's in vogue now is dynamic, quick, pretty good by foot. That's now. You have to get ahead of the game. You have to do the Sam Mitchell and almost reinvent the wheel of what's going to happen with your recruitment.
That's a great point. And I want to ask you and the chat, if speed and run and carry is what is in right now, what beats speed and run and carry? Whatever is in vogue right now, what beats it? What will come along after this and beat it?
Look, you're still always going to want to have players that can burst away from stoppage and lace someone out by foot. That's always something that I think clubs would go for. I think the problem that we've done in the past is we've always been behind the 8 ball of what the AFL is doing. So when we were, 17, 18, we had this young Cripps and he was by himself. And then it took us so long to get bigger bodies around him. And then we loaded up with all these bigger bodies and then we had too much. So, yeah, there's a couple of people posting in the chat. What beats speed is probably better defensive structure. So then it might go back to having these brick wall type players that can, I don't know, almost stop them. But, I see the way the game is being played at the moment. And even round 0 was overreaction, and even last round was overreaction. There's, the Hawthorn Sydney game, they kicked 11 goals in the first quarter. But that's because both teams didn't want to commit to a defensive structure to stop it. So they just want to hand pass at the front, whereas technically a halfback should run at the front and block that, and then another defender should block his man. Everyone should move up. So it's a real tactical game, and I think clubs are just sort of wanting to see where it goes. And like you've said a million times, when you get to round 7, 8, that's when you sort of start to see where the year's going to go. So, I think clubs are going to really go to work with stopping that explosion out of the centre without anyone getting near them, and just a centre clearance goal. Those are going to slow down heavily, especially with Sydney. All Sydney are doing is hand passing at the front, and they've got 30 metres of space and no one goes near them. And I'm like, is anyone is a halfback going to get there? And they just don't. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be teams going to work on that. I think teams are, definitely holding their cards close to their chest. If you lose a couple of early games, you can definitely make it up at the end of the year with better tactics and better structure around stopping those dynamic teams.
So I think of a quote that Conor McGregor said years ago, and I think he might have got it from someone else, maybe Bruce Lee. I don't know. Timing beats speed, and precision beats power.
Yeah.
So maybe that is relevant to footy. Maybe it's not. Don't know.
No, I think it applies, Terry. I think you're right. It definitely applies. So, speaking of precision and power and dynamic, so if there's one thing that we've all seen with Voss over the last 5 years, he's very rarely had a full squad. Already said that Chera and Newman aren't going to play, so he's already ruled them out. So you've basically got all these players. So Young is going to debut. We assume that Fogarty's going to come out. By the way Hollins is carrying on, I dare say that he's going to remain in the team. I would have dropped him. And I would have played Young. I reckon Young's done enough in the twos and in pre-season to honour that spot. And I would play Dirksen for Young in the back line because of his size and his mobility. And he gets the ball and he kicks it well quickly. That's the other thing. If there's a criticism of Young, when he does mark, he goes back behind the ball, he assesses, takes about 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, which in today's game is too slow.
Too long. Yeah, you got to be able to move the ball and make decisions quickly, and then hit your targets. And I really thought. I'm not surprised at Chera. I actually really thought they would bring him in because it's a natural thing that they've done in the past.
Yeah.
Guy gets back, puts his hand up for selection, and they just rush him back in. Maybe it's a bit desperate. Maybe we've been desperate. It's a move that they haven't done like this for a while, where like you could have brought him in and managed him and whatever, but they took the cautious approach, which I'm really glad they did. And even Nick Newman, like he is available. He's got 3/4 of a VFL match under his belt now, and would have had the last few weeks while he was suspended to just keep getting fitter. I like that they didn't panic, and I like that they went for the youth. Like I personally thought Flynn Young was ahead of Taylor Byrne. That was
me too.
My opinion was, but I love that they've brought him in, and you'd rather manage the minutes with Taylor Byrne. Maybe he's the fifth guy, or maybe he's not. Maybe he plays 70% game time. But I mean, Port Adelaide did it with Corey Durden last week or the week before. He did not play in the first quarter at all, and then he played the last 3 quarters. And maybe they've looked at that and they'll do something similar with Taylor Byrne.
I think you've got to, it's sort of working for a lot of teams. Like Taylor Byrne, first-year player, obviously doesn't have the miles under him. What if you brought him in for, like you said, you rested him for the majority of the first, and then you brought him in for 5 or 6 minutes because he is an impact player. And then in the second, third, and fourth quarter, you play him for like 10 minutes, maybe give him a spell, 5 minutes, come off, 5 minutes again. And just, it creates unpredictability with your lineup. Pommy's been saying a lot about Harry Mackay just sitting in the goal square. Just tell Byrne, everywhere that Mackay goes, you sort of get behind him or
follow him. Follow that guy right there at his feet.
Because he gets the ball and he's a quick decision maker. It's natural instinct with him, and that's where he gets his goals from because he reads the play, grabs the ball, kicks, and fortunately we've seen him so far. He's kicked a lot of goals just out of nothing. So, look, it's I don't know. I think the screws seem really wound up tight at the moment. I think a lot of players aren't playing on instinct. I think that's one of our biggest issues with the second halves. Like it's almost instinctual now, but you just got to free them up, let them play a little bit more on instinct, and good things generally happen.
I listened to a clip. I forgot to add it to the show here tonight. I listened to a clip of Nick Revolt on Triple M, and he was talking the morning after we beat Richmond, and they were talking about the second half, the fade outs, yada yada. And he was recounting a conversation he had with Jacob Wiedering the night before on the Channel 7 broadcast, and he said that Wiedering told him that last year when we lost, it crept into his mind. Like he admitted it. And I think therein lies what we all probably assumed anyway. Like it's mental. They were thinking about, here we go again. And that's all it takes in this game. The second you start doubting or having that fear and giving it airtime, that's the second you start thinking way too much about what you shouldn't. And yeah, that's and that's on the coaching, that's on the players to deal with it and be better with it. But that's why I think getting the first 2 games out of the way in a bye, we're kind of lucky in a sense, because Sunday afternoon now, it's not prime time. There'll be talking points from all of the weekend, and by the time we're at Sunday afternoon, it's just not going to be. I don't think anyway. I mean, Carlton draws a lot of attention, but I kind of like the situation we're in this week.
The thing with that whole mental aptitude with it crept in and I'm worrying about the last game. What that is saying, and Vossi has addressed it, but it still doesn't seem to be working. They're worried about result rather than the process. So they're worried about the end and the expectation rather than if I ground ball get, block for the player, hand pass to the chest, do a 25-meter angled kick. That's what they need to worry about. What they're worried about is we're going to lose this. I'm going to miss this goal. I'm not going to get the ball. And that's a big thing in sport where you're worrying about the end rather than worrying about what you're doing in the moment. So then what happens is what you're worrying about doing at the moment is filled with panic because all you're thinking about is the end result. And that's really, really clear with our team. And there's a lot of, I think I mentioned it before, there's a lot of sports psychs that are hitting that and working with AFL clubs on that, about expectations and worrying about result rather than process. And our team, they need to go to work on it because it's clearly affecting them. And obviously you hear Wiedering say things like that. That's, it's sort of solidifies a statement.
Yeah, mate, that's good stuff. Thanks for calling in.
Excellent. No worries, Terry. Good luck.
Have
a good one on the weekend.
You too, mate. Dean.
Hey, Terry. How are you, mate?
Very well, my friend. And you?
I'm tremendous. Thank you.
Your boy.
Tremendous.
He's in.
Well, I wanted him in round 1, but round 3 will do. That's good.
You did? You actually wanted him in from the practice matches, I remember, from practice match number 1.
Well, seriously, I think he did more in 4 quarters across 2 pre-season games than any Carlton small forward has done in the last 3 years. So it was pretty straightforward for me. But look, the other thing I do hope, seriously, is that they give him a go. Not just this week, but if you're going to put him in, give him a month. Give him a month, back him. Because I'm not going to start sort of kicking players who I'm angry at, but there have been plenty of others before him who've been given chances who don't have his talent. So, yeah, and ditto. If I see Chesser dropped this week because, he fluffed a few kicks against Richmond, I'm going to be annoyed because, he's young, he's got speed, he's in there to give the side what we need in terms of dynamic movement and so forth. So I hope, they continue to back the likes of him. So anyway, look, it's exciting. At least they're backing the youth. That's the most important thing. You were just before you were asking the viewers about what they thought about the Jagger Smith re-signing. God, that's a difficult word. He didn't resign; he re-signed. Look, I just think it's just another. I was trying to think of a bad list management decision or something that's sort of gone wrong with the list since Graham Wright has come on board. I know he's not the head of football or the list manager. And I can't really think of anything we've kind of stuffed up. I mean, when you think of what we got for the Curnow deal now, that's just looking better and better by the day. You can't complain of the way the De Koning and the Silvani trades panned out. What we got there was fantastic. Jagger re-signing, Walsh re-signing early. I just think it's been a long time since, with respect to management of the list, where we haven't been, bitching and moaning or being stressed out about a player that hasn't been signed early enough. Or I just think I don't believe in coincidences. I just don't think it's any coincidence that it's all kind of happened since Graham, has come on board. So I just think that's a huge tick for him. It's part of his responsibility as CEO.
Yeah, he made a comment in the Triple M interview before the Richmond game about, was it maybe there or somewhere else, just about the ability that we're going to have at the end of this year with salary cap. Now, from all reports 12 months ago, we didn't have that kind of room. So I think pretty much, I mean, I don't know what the status of it is, but I'm going to say, as an educated guess, pretty much in one off season, the one that just passed, we've sort of cleaned the books up and balanced the list when it comes to contract sizes and lengths and things like that. Obviously, Williams comes out of his long deal at the end of this year. Saad hasn't been on the same deal. McGovern hasn't been on the same deal. So, yeah, there's just options and opportunity, and it's no secret how many players are out of contract and what we're trying to bring in. And the other interesting point, I mean, I don't want to watch other teams downfall over our success, but the thing with Sydney that needs to be remembered, we want Sydney to fail because we've got their first round pick. So the more that they drop, the better for us, because we know that we don't know what the Cody Walker price will be, but bottom line, no matter what it is, the better your hand is, the better for us. So we need Sydney to really flop so that our second first round pick is in a better position.
The concept of Schadenfreude is something, I don't know whether you're familiar with it, Terry, is something Carlton supporters need to get their heads around this year, and that's, for people that don't know, it's basically taking great pleasure over the misfortunes of your enemies or your rivals. So there's Schadenfreude with respect to the prospects of Sydney, and of course in Kilda. I can't help myself. I'm just anyway. It's early in the season, but the other thing was just with respect to list management. Did you see I think it was on social media, it was a post by Riley Beveridge about Buku Karmas. It was just a very short post today, and it was along the lines of, the Buku Karmas is just looking more and more like a lost opportunity as far as Carlton's concerned, which I got so shitty about that. I mean, that was just a stupid, unintelligent appraisal of the situation. I mean, his middle name after that should be Hindsight, Riley Hindsight Beveridge. When you think at the time, I mean, Carlton and Nick Austin at the time are juggling the Curnow. This is all in the trade period. Getting the best for the Curnow deal. Silvani, De Conning. We don't know what the Cody Walker formula is going to be, and we still don't know. Can you believe that? It's just astounding. We don't know what that's going to be. And this guy's posting that because Karmas has had a sensational start to the year, and God, how good would he have been in a Carlton jumper this year?
Oh, yeah.
But suddenly it's a lost opportunity. I'm like, man, come on, that's just crap, right? Seriously, like if we had gone for him, and then we miss out on Cody Walker at the end of the year because we got no points, it'd be, oh my God, what a blunder. You went for Karmas and you lost Cody Walker.
It's early days in the season, but it kind of goes to show that they were kind of on... No one was talking about Buku Karmas the way that they're talking about him right now, so it kind of goes to show that they were onto him. But at the end of the day, you're right. Bottom line, hindsight's great. In that moment, and we were covering it every night, 6 p.m, we were on the live stream, it was so intense, the Curnow deal, making sure that we nailed that, which we ended up getting the 3 first-round picks and Haywood, and it went late. And Buku would be awesome. It would be epic to have Buku right now. It just, sometimes life.
It was brilliant. Brilliant player identification by the list manager. The very fact that we went after him. I mean, in the end, and again, it was a Moneyball decision. And again, this is why I admire what's happened since Wright has got to the club. There was obviously a level we were prepared to go to, and the Bulldogs wanted more, and we just weren't going to budge. So that was very, very disciplined, Moneyball type management of the list. So, big tick there. I just think it's fantastic.
Just on that, so Butters is a very popular name. People talking about Butters. I actually agreed. Who said it recently? Can't remember who it was. They basically said, you're not winning a flag with one player getting paid $2 million. Something along those lines. I personally would much rather spend 1.8 between 2 players at the end of this year than go and pay a massive free agent, 1.9 for a year of front end. Personally, I think Pitto's an example. Get a guy that can play the role at a serviceable level and get a bunch of them, and then build your selection headaches from there.
I totally agree. And in the example that you've just cited with Butters, it's not just going to be about the contract you're going to have to offer him. It sounds like Port will will match whatever any other club throws his way, which means you're going to have to trade to him. So it's not just a huge contract you're going to have to offer him. They're going to want substantial either draft collateral or players in return. So that's the other thing you kind of got to weigh up. So I absolutely tend to agree with you. And like the other thing that you were mentioning, the Wright interview on Triple M, the other thing, I don't know whether you played it, I think you did. The other comment he made, which I zeroed in on right away, was he mentioned we're circling around clubs that have an overabundance of players for specific positions that we basically are under-resourced in. And I've never heard a Carlton list manager, not publicly anyway, talk that way. And that just gives me confidence because yes, that's what we should be doing. So if you look at a team like the Gold Coast, and we probably still do need more dynamic sort of running players. I mean, they've probably got an overabundance in that area. And the other area for me too is still another key forward. Harry's going to be 30 next year. But again, to your money ball, was he 29? He'd be 28 now, wouldn't he? 29?
Hey, now he's 28.
Yeah. So look, he's
29 at the end of this year.
Yeah, like he's not retiring next year, but it's more of a future-proof thing for me for that position. But again, it's not a throw millions of dollars at Ben King. It's like, this is a bad example because you'd never get him out of Geelong, but it's that Shannon, what's his name? Shannon Neal?
Shannon Neal?
Yeah, it's kind of that type of player that I'd be looking at anyway.
I've actually started putting together, every week I watch the game, I've got like a list in my notes of just players that I like, that I've seen from other clubs. Right now the list is at 2. Joe Fonte from the Giants, I just love him. He's quick, he defends, uses the ball well, he kicks it well, he runs into space. Now, I don't think the Giants are going to let him go, but he is 21 years old, he's out of contract this year. I would be stunned if they don't give him a contract extension soon, but I really, really like him. And if he is still available at the end of the year, I reckon he's one you give a nice, juicy contract to. And then I've liked this guy for a little while. His name's Jake Rogers. He was an academy guy at the Suns, but I'm just looking around. Like, they've brought Petrarca in, they've got Bailey Humphrey, Leo Lombard's playing there. Like, they're pretty stacked, and I just wonder if he wants more game time and he's a bit impatient. I reckon we could be there at the end of the year. Yeah.
No, we'll all be keen to see what your list looks like at the end of the year. I heard so Mark Allen does his regular sports segment on 3AW on a Monday, and he talked about Collingwood and Carlton, and it was so funny. He said, we're just like vultures because we've got the salary cap, and we're circling around these clubs that have got an abundance of players, and we're just going to pick them off.
So this is why I also think it's important. I mean, you got to sell the club in a way to a player. I mean, players will come and play for a big club, but that's why I think it's so important that we don't sort of like turn in and start eating at the club again and start, showing that the supporter base is good, and helpful, because last thing you want is for a player to be like, what the fuck's going on over there? Like, I don't want to be around that. So obviously we need to perform well. And so I do think that's a factor when a player is going to decide, am I coming to a club or not?
Yeah, I think that applies. Probably, I don't follow Essendon that closely or their socials, but God forbid what they'd be like at the moment. But I think with any of the big 4 clubs, you're going to get that. I mean, Richmond have had their success, but people quickly forget before Richmond hit 216, 217, that last 30, mate, you want to talk about eating your own, mate, they're up there with the rest of us. But just quickly, I know you want to let other people have a go. Just on speed, the whole issue of speed and what can kind of complement speed, or what's the next sort of step from speed. I just keep going back, and I think your previous viewer touched on it. It's the whole thing of ball use, right? Precision use, like with either foot or by hand, because I'll never forget this. It was a soccer coach. One of my mates coaches junior soccer, and we were talking about this last year, and he said, mate, speed's great. He said, but let me tell you one thing. There's not one football player, not one human football player in the world that can run faster than a ball that's kicked accurately, or even a handball. He said, it's impossible. He said, Dean, you can be the fast. You can be Bolt, Usain Bolt. He can't run faster than a ball that's kicked accurately and properly over distance. And I think that's but speed is important too, because just the last thing, Lee Matthews' quote on speed, it's an absolute classic. He says, Lee Matthews says, speed isn't everything, right? It is not the answer. It's not the panacea to a football team's challenges. But he says, I tell you what, if you don't have kicking, if you don't have good handball, he said, a guy that can run to the pack or the contest quicker than anybody else, or run away from a player quicker than anybody else, he said, that helps. that can address a lot of problems too. So It's balance at the end of the day. Balance.
Mate, well said. Great chat. Thanks for calling in.
All right, mate. See you, Tez.
See ya. That was fucking awesome. That was absolutely awesome. There is a fresh video of Taylor Byrne calling his family to tell him about his debut. I want to check it out. I'm going to share it here. Just a moment. Oh.
FaceTime. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah,
Hold
good.
on, I just got hold on. Oh, there it is. Hold on.
I'm just going to pause. The definition in this kid's arms has changed incredibly since he first got to the club after the draft.
Oh, you're on FaceTime.
Yeah. You're not going to believe it, but you might have to come up on Sunday.
Oh my God, are you serious, mate?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Congratulations, darling.
Oh, thank you.
That's so exciting. Oh my God, are you happy?
No, I'm sad.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah, so's mine. Mine the last 20 minutes has been pumping. You don't even
Oh
have
my
a camera.
Hey,
Where's your camera?
where's my camera? Oh God, is it not on? I answered you on my watch. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you, mate. Oh my God, mate, I'm so happy. Oh God, I'm shaking like anything.
Righto, all good.
Okay, well, you know that I'll be there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, number one supporter.
Righto.
All right, darling, I am so happy.
Yep.
Oh God, blowing you a kiss.
So, she was trying to look for her phone, I think. Heart would have just started pumping straight away, for sure. Big fault?
What are you in for?
Yeah, I know you'd say it's a bit off. Well, could be playing this week, so.
Jesus, mate. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So you better come up. No, I found out. Just found out before I'm playing.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah, I don't know what to say, mate. Just proud of you.
Yep. Sounds good. Thank you.
You'll be right. Just play your role. Head over it.
Yeah. I'll talk to you.
Right. Like too easy.
Didn't get much on it.
I love it. Play a role. Head over it. That's elite. Oh, man. We really need a win. Just to consolidate it all. Just to wrap it up in a nice bow. It's great stuff. So cute. Mums are always so incredibly proud of their boys. Yes. Paul says, how good's that? What a lovely family, Burn. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. All right. Vince, let's get you in, mate. I see you waiting around. Hello, mate.
Hey, how you going?
Good, good. And you?
Yeah, great. Just wet down here at the moment, but oh well.
How's that young fella, Taylor Byrne?
I am so impressed with that kid.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to him just breaking the game apart in one quarter. That's all. That's all I want.
He will get us going as a crowd if he's able to just kick one, hit the scoreboard. I reckon he's going to become a fan favorite pretty quickly if he hasn't already.
Oh, gee. Well, Lockie Fogarty made that clear that he's become the bad boy, and we need someone that not only pressures but kicks bloody goals.
Yeah, hits
Not
the scoreboard.
made us out. My God,
Yeah. No,
that
look,
was a disaster.
he'll have a fresh perspective. Yeah. I mean, even for Fogarty, I mean, we're going to find out in 5 minutes or tomorrow. But I mean, even if it is Lockie Fogarty, I mean, he'll just go back to the twos and work on it and earn his spot back again. But I think this kid, I mean, Dean came on earlier and just said it there. Like you hope that they give him at least a few weeks to settle into the team, and it's a good opportunity because they've had a break, but it's a game and then 5 days later another one. So it's exciting for him.
Yeah, I think that Fogarty's got to be dropped. If he is named in the side, I think it said on Bagger's chat, I'm going to actually come down to Melbourne and damn well protest with them because that's.
Well, let's wait and see what the change actually is. Would you make any other changes?
I'd keep O'Keefe because it's Max gone, and you need that little bit of backup. I certainly would have dropped Lewis Young. But apart from that, I really don't think rushing players back in is a great idea. So what we've got is what we've got.
Mm-hmm.
There's 23 players still, and let them go out and do the job. And then whoever doesn't perform, they're under pressure.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Well,
I think give Byrne at least 4 weeks. At least.
Okay.
I think so. But anyway.
We will see, mate. Got a few minutes. The teams will come out, but yeah, appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, not a problem. Just one thing. I wanted to touch on the week you had the psychologist on. It's about bloody time because, well, it is. I've been shouting out for their headspace for a long time. And I think that they need to really, really approach it the way David Parkin did in '95, where he actually was the instigator of it all. He
stepped away. I remember he's spoken about it. He said he stepped away and let the players coach themselves to a degree.
Yes. And that's exactly right. But he also had that mental health. Stay away from football for as long as you can. Play when you can. Train when you have to. But I think that is becoming a reality now. And that was in '95, so we're talking 30 years ago.
I've got to run. Sorry, Vince. I want to get these teams
No
up.
problem. Yep, no problem.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you very much
Have a
for
great
calling
one.
in. Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
See ya.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. All right. Teams are going to come out any second, although I think we have a bit of an update. Damien, squad news from Channel 7. Akers added to the squad. No other names mentioned. Interesting. Well, we know that Taylor Byrne is playing. So in about 30 seconds, any second now, actually, any second now, we will get the update. If you have just tuned in, I've got 4 tickets to give away to this game right here. Level 1, M17 Road J on the wing. And all you need to do, you need to be subscribed to Blue Abroad, of course. You need to just fill out the form that is pinned at the top of the live chat. So I'll just put it here as well. Fill out that form. I'm going to spin the wheel. All right, the teams are in. Let's do this. Our extended squad for Sunday is in. Let's do it. Here we go. Carlton has named its extended squad of 26. One of those changes confirmed was that Taylor Byrne will be making his debut. Wow. The small forward joins a youthful contingent, although one who won't be out there is Cooper Lord. He's out with illness. He was unable to train in Thursday's main session and won't be available for selection. The Blues' remaining potential inclusions are Blake Acres, Jordan Boyd, and Francis Evans, who could return for their first games of the campaign. All right. So there's a bit of a shock. Cooper Lord is sick. While the team for Sunday will be confirmed on Friday, 5 p.m., it'll be Mitch McGovern will run out for his 100th game in Navy Blue. He will get his name on the number 11 locker 7 years after debuting for the Blues in round 1 following his trade from Adelaide. All right. So the extended bench looks a little bit like this. There you go. We'll just call it as the team was named. Let me just bring this here. Yeah. Lewis Young, Jacob Wiedering, Harry Dean. Ollie Hollins, Mitch McGovern, Ollie Florent. Matt Carroll named on the wing again with Cripps in the middle and Chesser on the other wing. Then you've got Will Hayward, Elijah Hollins, Zach Williams named on the half-forward flank. Taylor Byrne named on the ground for his debut. How good's that? How good is that? Harry Mackay, full forward. Brody Kemp also in the forward line. The followers are Mark Pittonet, Jagger Smith, and Sam Walsh. I think this is the first time we've seen Jagger Smith named in this position. Interchange bench, Blake Acres, George Hewitt, Hudson O'Keefe, Ben Ainsworth, Jordan Boyd, Lockie Fogarty, Francis Evans, and Lockie Cowan. So, what do we think? I mean, this is an extended bench. We've got to pick 5. We've got to pick 5 players from here that will play. I'm going to go out on a limb here. If Cooper Lord's not playing because he's ill, I think there's no doubt Hewitt's playing. There's 1. I think Ben Ainsworth is definitely playing. There's 2. Who are your 5? Who are your 5? Usually when the players are named on the field, it means that they're in, and the players named on the bench are the ones where the outs will come from. Let me know your 5 players. Hudson, Cowan, Hewitt, Ainsworth, and Evans. Hudson, Cowan, Hewitt, Ainsworth, Evans. So Acres, Boyd, and Fogarty as the emergencies. I don't mind that. I think I agree with that. Even though Evans had his knee strapped, I mean, I saw it. It was heavily strapped, but he still trained. Yes, Cooper Lord is ill. He's out with illness. He did not train today, and they've rested him this week. Acres will replace Lord directly, I'd guess, says Christian. Looks like you're going to have to tune in tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow from 4 p.m. and then at 5 p.m. we'll get the final teams announced. Boy and Cat Mum, you were hoping for Dirksen. Miko, you reckon it should be Evans, Hewitt, Acres, Cowan, and Ainsworth? I agree. I think a lot of people are on the same wavelength. Evans, Ainsworth, Hewitt, O'Keefe, and Chesser. Well, Chesser's named on the field, so I don't think he's going anywhere. Got to pick 5 from the bench here. Aiden, yes. We don't know. What we know for sure is Taylor Burns in as the definite change. Cooper Lord's out because he's ill. And then there's still 5 to pick from this bench here. Saad, good call out. Didn't make it, even on the extended bench. So that means they're going to take a cautious approach with him as well. Oh, no. He was available to play. They're just making him come through the 2s. Good pickup. SC, 83-88-3. Foxwood needs some support, ruck support for Pitto, so O'Keefe surely plays. I'm with you on that. I'd go 1, 2, 3. Hewitt, O'Keefe, Ainsworth, Cowan. See, I'd personally go Akers over Evans, just because that knee. I don't know what, I mean, if they're going to be cautious with everyone else and not be cautious with Frankie Evans, I'm not sure if that works, because I think Taylor Burns coming in and Fogarty's going out. If Lord's coming out, I think Akers will come in. O'Keefe has to play and back up. Interesting. Boy and Cat Mum, you can't actually read it. It's too far away. All right, let me zoom it in. There we go. That's better. Tyler, get the vibe. Saad isn't the mainstay people think he is. He's made to earn it. This would be the first time I reckon Adam Saad's been in this position, where if he's had an injury and he's been available, he'd usually come back in. Whereas now they're going to make him earn it through the 2s, which is great. It's great. All right. Last call for anybody who wants to enter the giveaway for the 4 reserve tickets at the MCG. That's the form. All you need to do is fill out that form with your details. So that way I have a phone number to call right here, right now, and offer you the tickets. I'm going to put your names in the wheel and we're going to spin on that thing. So just bear with me while I get this sorted. I can see 47 people have entered so far. So I will get 49. You've got 2 minutes before the sheet actually deletes and becomes unresponsive. Chills, scratch you from the list if you can. Okay, sure. Sure. All right, there's 50 responses. I might just wait until it's all done. 50 people. It's not bad. It's not bad. Also, tomorrow, I've got another one of these to give you. Tomorrow, this one's for the members. The Champions of Carlton book. Oh, you can't really see that if I'm doing this, hey. Champions of Carlton book. I'm going to give one of those out tomorrow. That was courtesy of Miles, who's the creator of the book. All right. That's it. New spreadsheet. Create. It's time to give away 4 tickets. That is it. 52 of you. Or 51. Chills, I'm going to take you out. All right, 51. Thank you very much. So the form is closed. It is not accepting responses anymore. So I am going to winners, one winner. Wheel of names. Spinning names. Ooh. Ooh. Countdown. I think I'm going to do spinning names. Yeah, I'm going to do spinning names for something different. And logo, enable sound. All right, disable confetti. Okay. Good luck, everyone. It's going to look a little different. So, oh, hang on. Stop mirroring. I need to make sure that that works. Yep, that's fine. All right. Good luck to everybody. Kylie, you just filled out the form? Whoa. Kylie, stand by. Hang on, let me just check this. Where is it? No, I don't have any more names. All right, Kylie. I'll get you in there. One second. Chills, I'm going to take you out because you told me that you didn't want to be in. Actually, this is good because there's a few double ups. Cheekies. All right, so there's actually not as many entrants here as what I thought. All right. It's 43. It's 43 of you here. Alrighty. We're ready. We're ready to go. I'm spinning the damn wheel. All right. Share the screen. Okay. Good luck, everyone. 4 tickets going to radical motivation, mate. You had all day. Darren Townsend, the great man. The great man, Darren Townsend. Let me give him a call right now.
Jerry, how you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, good, bud.
Just having a good chat with you a few weeks ago, and now we're doing it again.
Doing it again, mate. What's going on?
I've just spun the wheel, and I've got 4 reserved tickets for you on Sunday, if you want them still.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, sweet, mate. All right. Yeah, I just want to see if the kids want to go.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a call back, mate.
How quickly can you find out?
5 minutes, bud.
All right. I'll give you 5 minutes, and if you can't and you want to pass them over to the next person, let me know.
Yep, sweet.
All right.
But I'll do that now.
Thanks, mate. All right, bye. And so there's a twist. We might be getting a phone call back. We might not be getting a phone call back. I'm going to give it 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to I mean, if he takes the tickets, he takes the tickets. If he doesn't take the tickets, then we'll just be spinning it again. I'm his kid. We can't go. How good. Me too. I love these as well. I was going to play Stephen King's press conference. Maybe I'll leave that for tomorrow. But I do want to kill some time. I want to wait about 5 or so minutes until Darren gets back to me. Let him confirm with me. So what do we do? What do we do here now? Remove. No, what we do is, let me just get the teams back up. Let's do that. Actually, let's get both teams up. AFL. I want to know what the Melbourne story is. Carlton Melbourne. So the D's have made a few changes. As well. So they've got Daniel Turner, who injured his hand, I believe. I mean, I think they're just going to bring in Tom McDonald based off how this looks right here. They've already spoken about the 250th. So I think it might just be 1 for 1. Benny Burden, we can talk about Pitto some more. Of course we can. You want a room tour? Not yet. Nah, I don't have enough to show you. Wait till it's done. I'll give you a tour once it's done. Kylie, if you spin again, take me out because Vince, the kind, generous man. Oh, it's Darren. Darren?
Hey, mate, how are you?
Good, you?
Good, mate, good. Yeah, sorry, no, they can't make it, mate.
So I can spin the wheel again?
You can spin the wheel again, mate.
You're a legend, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Talk soon.
See you, mate.
Bye. We're spinning the damn wheel again.
That huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Okay. There we go. All right. Pick another winner. Here we go. We're going again. Stacey Cons. Congratulations. That is one half of the equation. Let me just do the other. Are you still watching? Are you still tuning in? Let's have a look. Now, Stacey is actually a member of Blue Abroad as well, which makes it even more sweeter. Okay. All right. Stussy.
Hello.
Hello, is that Stacey? Or Stussy?
Yes. Yeah.
How are you? It's Tez from Blue Abroad.
How are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Congratulations, you've just won the 4 tickets.
Oh, fantastic, mate. Look, I'm already going with some people and I've got tickets organised, so best off just hand them over to someone else. Thanks, though.
Mate, if you're happy to do that, I think the chat will appreciate it.
Yeah, mate, why not? You know, I've got them organised, so it's, giving to someone more deserving.
Mate, you're a legend. And thanks very much for being a member as well. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course, mate. You're fantastic to be part of, just even giving a few bucks to you, engage a lot with the content, so well worth it.
What's the prediction for Sunday? How are we going to go?
Oh, win just.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, awesome.
All right, mate. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of something.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, cheers. Thanks.
Bye. We're spinning it again. We're going again.
That huck too and spit on that thing. You get
We're going again. Pick a new winner. Good luck, everyone. Chef Eddie, I can't. It's done. All right, Richard Pagliaro. Richard Pagliaro. Congratulate. Are you watching? Are you still with us? Where is he? All right. Rich, have a chat. All right. Let's give him a buzz.
Yes, how are you, mate?
Good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Just keeping warm.
Beautiful. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's not bad, mate.
That's the way. You are the fourth person I'm calling for these tickets now. You've just come up on the wheel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to say congratulations, but I also want to make sure that you can get there on Sunday and take them.
No, I think I'm going to take him, mate.
Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome. What I'll do is I will send you a text after I'm live so I don't read out your email address to a couple of hundred people. And then I basically just need to transfer them to you. But yeah, thank you very much for joining in the fun.
Perfect, mate. And on behalf of everyone watching, yeah, just appreciate your work, mate, with all the stuff that you do.
Mate, my pleasure. It's good fun. It's good fun when we're winning. When we're losing, not so much.
All right. Thanks, mate. Go Blues.
Go Blues. See ya.
Bye.
Done. There's your tickets. Congratulations to Mr. Pagliaro. All right, ladies and gents, that's us. That is us. Now, I will be live tomorrow from 4 p.m. From 4 p.m. tomorrow. I can spin the wheel tomorrow because a Blue Abroad member will be taking home this Champions of Carlton book, which was graciously donated by Mr. Wilkes. It's got all the premiership heroes of Carlton in there. What am I looking at here? Brent Crosswell, Wayne Johnston. What a random name to pull up. Ah, yeah. Sticks. So over 200 pages, all the legends in there. A member will get that tomorrow. So if you're not a member and you want to join, link will be in the description below. You can also go to blueabroad.com.au. And yes, it does include postage. I will, if you win it, Kate, I will cover the international postage. No issue with that whatsoever. All right. Chills, you want to do a Carlton People episode? Mate, please. Yes. If anybody would like to do a Carlton People episode, send me an email. I'd love to document your Carlton story. Basically, it's a 20 to 30 minute video. And the show always starts with, how did you become a Carlton supporter? And then we just unpack your story. The purpose of the series is just to document as many Carlton people stories as possible. It's a nice memory to have. You can show your future generations. So if you are interested in recording an episode with me, send me an email and we'll organize it. All right. See you tomorrow, 4 p.m. The final teams will be announced at 5 p.m., but we will be live here at 4 p.m. So I'll see you tomorrow. Go Blues.